This meeting.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Kathy L. Murphy, the Pulpwood Queen, and welcome to the final presentation of our 2023 through 2024 Girlfriend Weekend. This is the last one we're going to do, and this is our grand finale. We're glad you're all here. I'm going to put this on Galley View. Okay, let's see here, Galley View. Yay! Oop, I've got 2 more people coming in. Hang on. Everybody's coming on board for the grand finale. Yay! Up. Looks like a few more. Okay. Fantastic. Everybody, the very first thing I'm going to do today is introduce all the authors. I'm going to read the list of all the authors who were the 2023 nominees and selected for Girlfriend Weekend's Pulpwood Queen Awards for the year. Everybody needs to know who, and if you are here, the minute I call your name, please speak up. Let me get the last few people in. Okay. All right. I'm announcing our 2023 International Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys Book Club Reading Nation books of the month, and I'm starting with January. Our book of the month was Adriana Trigiani's The Good Left Undone. Our international book of the month was Dynasties, the first book in the Winds of Fire series by Anju Gatani. Anju, are you here? We had 2 bonus books. One was, let me get this last person in here. One was Desperately Seeking Shah Rukh, and it's by Sharana Bhattacharya. Wonderful book. And When Women Lead by Julia Bernstein. All right. I'm looking to see if any more is coming in. Okay. And I'm going to show them to you. All the lists for 2023 is up on the 2024 list on the second page. So if you ever want to see what we're reading, you can go back and see the previous years. But this is the books that were to be voted on for this year. For the February picks, the book of the month was Jamie Ford's The Many Daughters of Afong Moy. The international book was Leonardo Swans by Karen Essick. The 2 bonus books were Geographies of the Heart by Caitlin Hamilton Summey and You Belong Here Now by Diana Ronstadt. And I'm going to show those books here, and they're up on the page. Next up, for our March book club selections for 2023, our book of the month was Darlings of Sundance by Tracy Lee Carnes. Meet Me in Bombay by Lovelace Cook was our international book club selection. Are you here? Raise your hand. Lovelace? I thought I saw her come in. Okay. And
you did? I'm here.
Oh, okay. Raise your hand and speak up so everybody can see who you are.
I did. I held up the cover of the book, The Never-Ending Edit. And
well, you'll do that. If I call out your name, just raise your hand and raise up the cover of your book. Okay. Thank you, Lovelace. Our 2 bonus books were Touched by Carolyn Haynes and Remember This by Steve Adams. And I'll show you those books. All right, now we're on to the April books of the month. Crazy to Leave You by Marilyn Simon Rothstein. I know Marilyn, wait a minute, she's just now coming on board. So let's make sure she's here so I can tell her. Marilyn, are you there? Well, I'll say it again. Marilyn Simon Rothstein was our book of the month for Crazy to Leave You. And our international book club selection was How to Date a Flying Mexican by Daniel A. Olivas. Our bonus books were Stephen King's Fairy Tale William Clark's book Marigold, and Wayne Flint's book Afternoons with Harper Lee. Again, all up on our website. Our International Book Club selections for May was the lead book of the month was Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. Our International Book of the Month was Shadow of the Taj by Laura Bernhardt. Is Laura here? Our bonus book club selection was Red Rain by Laura Bernhardt. And our other bonus book was Some Notes You Hold, Poems by Rita Sims Quillen. And there's those books. Perfect. Our June book of the month was, our lead book for book of the month was Fly Girl, a memoir by Anne Hood. And our international book of the month was Orchid Blooming by Carol Vandy Hendy. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Show your book. There it is.
Right here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our bonus books were A Brighter Flame by Christine Nolfi and Jess Montgomery's The Echoes. We had wonderful book club selections for 2023. For our July book of the month, The Deception by Kim Taylor Blakemore was our book of the month. And who is here now, Antonita Duranova, New Beginnings, From Behind the Iron Curtain to America. There she is. Wave your hand. Do you have your book to show? No. Okay. Yay! There's her book. Okay. And our bonus book club selections were South of Heaven by Patty Fry Meredith, In the Lonely Backwater by Valerie Neiman, and Silent Came the Monster by Amy Hill Hurt. There they are. Our August, my birthday month, the book of the month was Sisters We Were, a novel by Wendy Willis Baldwin. Our international book of the month was World Peace, a Pie Baker's global quest for peace, love, and understanding by Beth N. Howard. Our three bonus books were Lark Ascending by Silas House, The Fifth Daughter of Thorn Ranch by Julia Brewer. Julia Brewer. I can't read the own book cover. Why am I blank?
Is it Daily?
Daily. I went blank. And Haley and the Hot Flashes, Jane Jodin Ferrer. Very good. We're almost done. Our September book of the month, our lead book was Beasts of the Earth by James Wade, a novel. Our international book of the month was Too Soon the Night, a novel of Empress Theodora, James Conroy Martin. Our bonus books were The Silence of Sound by Diane C. Braley, She and Her Cat by Makoto Shinkai Naruki Nagakawa, and Trace Conger's The White Boy. Okay. Our October book of the month was Casey Cower's lead book, Chasing the Queen's Gambit, a literary biography of Walter Tevis. Our bonus book, our international book of the month was A Thousand Flying Things, a novel by Kathryn Brown Ramsperger.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Our bonus book club selections are House of Stone by T.K. Thorne, Mockingbird by Walter Tevis, and Ash Tuesday by Adrienne Blake. There they are. Our November book of the month, our lead book for book of the month was Jeffrey Dale Lofton's Red Clay Susie.
There we go.
Yay, Jeffrey! Our international book was California Sister by Gloria Mattiani. Our our bonus book club selections were Gadget Girl and Indigo Girl by Suzanne Kamata. And our other bonus book was The Moon in the Mango Tree by Pamela Binnings Ewing. And I will tell you, Pamela is not here because she was supposed to be, but she has pancreatitis, is in the hospital. And for those that don't know it, she's Jamie Lee Burke's first cousin. It's a literary family for sure. And last of all is December. Our book of the month was Rick Bragg's The Speckled Beauty, A Dog and His People. Our international pick was Boo Walker's A Spanish Sunrise. Our bonus books were Nicole Seitz, 2 books, The Firstborn and the Virus, and Tamara M. Bolton's His 100th Year that you just learned about. That's going to be in the documentary. That is our 2023 list. And now I'm going to turn to speaker view, and Jeffrey Lawrence Matthews is going to join me. We are going to announce the winners of the 2023 Pulpwood Queen Books of the Year. And we're going to begin with Jeffrey. Lawrence is Matthews is going to announce our 2023 International Book of the Year. Jeffrey? I thought he was here.
I saw him. He was here.
Where
You're
is he?
muted, Jeffrey.
I was muted. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, you're announcing the 2023 International Book of the Year.
No, I heard everything, Kathy, and I was so busy focused on the next what I was doing. Sorry.
That's okay.
This is a book that the very first review that I looked up on Amazon says I was drawn in on the first page of this novel and didn't let go until the very last page. And that book is A Thousand Flying Things by Kathryn Brown Ramsperger.
Congratulations! And now we want you to accept this award, which I'm going to have to get your address to mail it to you. So please say a few words to the audience.
Okay. You're always surprising me.
Why? I can't believe you're surprised.
Okay. All right. I have a whole speech for the International Book of the Month readers. And so let me just figure out what I want to say about mine. There's something about, it doesn't matter if I sell another book. Being in this club, which is so much more than a club, and knowing all of you, and knowing Kathy L. Murphy, who opens the doors to the world of readers to each and every one of us, has been what I've lived my life to get to. It's a dream come true. I know A Thousand Flying Things and the one before it would not have become as well known as they have if it hadn't been for you guys in Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys. Having votes from your peers is just absolutely more than any author could ask for.
Yeah.
Kathy, all you have to do is text, phone, message, however you want to get to me, go through the ether, and I'm yours forever. I will support you and all your endeavors forever. Thank you for this golden opportunity and for the connections you make between authors, readers, artists of every kind, and bringing us all together every single day with every single breath you take, literally. As I just want to say to everybody here, you know, I've got my blue feather. Remember my blue feather?
I do.
You each have one of them, I hope. And if you don't, just let me know and I'll send it to you. And may you continue to create stories and characters like you do for many, many, many years to come, with your lyrical prose, your heart-driven stories, your deft imaginations, to connect reader after reader after reader to different parts of our lives, for different parts of the world, to different eras, to pull back the curtain and take us by the hand and show us the world through connecting us to your stories. I just want to end because I've been reading the wonderful Alice Hoffman's The Invisible Hour. And she quotes Nathaniel Hawthorne. And she says, "A single dream is more powerful than 1,000 realities." Thank you, Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys, and you, Kathy L. Murphy, for bringing Diana and Kasim and Khalil and Salam into your world for a few hours, for loving them, for feeling my passion for them as much as I did, for passing on the word. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am in such amazing company, and may all our dreams come true. They've already started. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. I want to preface to say, for those newbies out there, the Pulpwood Queens Awards are not books that I pick other than for reading selections. I send out messages to all membership in October to vote. You get one vote per category, per person, and authors can vote for themselves. It's true, you can. But I ask everybody to vote for the one author that they like the best. That was the book of the month, the international book of the month, and the bonus books of the month. And I think the reason why Kathy thought she was surprised, because I had put down that she was to present the award because she won it last year. But guess what? She won it again this year, and I didn't want to have her give herself her own award. So that's why I just asked Jeffrey to do it for me. So anyway, thank you, and keep them coming. Remember, it's the passionate projects that tell the best stories. Okay? You got me? All right. Next up is the bonus book club selection of the year. And I'm going to announce those. First of all, we had 2 tie winners. And the first winner for the bonus book club selection was Pamela Binnings Ewen, who wrote Under the Mango Tree, a wonderful book. But she has pancreatitis and cannot be here. So she's in the hospital, and I'm so sorry she couldn't be here. And she is she's so afraid that she disappointed me. But we'll do a special thing with her when she gets better. But we had a tie, and the winner was Suzanne Kamata. Is Suzanne here? Yes, she is.
Yeah, yes.
Well, you get to have a few words, my dear.
So I think the award was for Indigo Girl.
It's actually for both. It's for both your books.
Oh, okay.
Indigo Girl and Gadget Girl. They voted for you you got double book, double winner. So go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm deeply honored to have received this award. I agree with everything that Kathy said. It's very early in the morning here in Japan, so I'm not going to be
What time
quite
is
as
it?
eloquent. Well, it's 6:25 now, but it's a bit early for me. So these books have a very special place in my heart, and they were originally inspired by my daughter. They're not based upon my daughter, but my daughter has some disabilities. And when she was quite small, I started conceiving of and writing Gadget Girl about a biracial girl with cerebral palsy who aspires to be a manga artist. And I kind of manifested, I think, my daughter's future in some ways, because she did grow up to love manga. And in the first book, they go to the main character Aiko and her mother go to Paris for her mother's art exhibition. And after writing the book, I took my daughter to Paris. And in the second book, I wrote shortly after the disaster that struck Japan, the earthquake and the tsunami and the nuclear meltdown. So I wanted to acknowledge the suffering and the trauma of the Japanese people, and also introduce a corner of the world that I love, the town where I live, Izumi, which is known for indigo dyeing. So although these books were published as young adult books, I'm so happy that many adults, including men, have read them and enjoyed them. And I'm thrilled that they were chosen as alternate picks, and I'm thrilled that some of you read the books. So thank you so much.
You're certainly welcome, but you're not leaving yet, because you're going to get another award tonight. You're
Really?
going to get the award, the Pulpwood Queen Star Award. You're one of the brightest gems in my tiara, because you have come the furthest of any of my Pulpwood Queens to our weekly meetings for an entire, ever since you jumped on board. And I want to recognize that, because when people tell me I'm too busy, I got to cook dinner for my kids or whatever, when you have an author come all the way from Japan, it's 12 hours difference, right?
It's like 14.
14 hours difference.
Mhm.
I want to recognize that, because I think it's pretty amazing. And then I also am giving a star award to another author who never missed a meeting until she had to do a battle with her health. And that I would like to now pass on to Sara Stamey. Sara, I know you're here, and we're all rooting for you. And I know the only reason that you're not here is you're dealing with your health issues. So would you like to say a few words?
Oh, thank you, Kathy. I don't know how to bring this up. Am I coming across?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I loved coming to the meetings. I have to say it was one hell of a year on top of years. And I was writing book reviews for my Rambling Writer book review of Pulpwood titles, and I hope to get back to that. My husband had 3 surgeries. I had 2, and then my cancer came back, and my throat's still kind of rummy from the treatments, my voice, but I hope to follow what's going on with all of you, and it's really lovely to be here today and take part. So congratulations to everyone.
And all of this you need to know was after her and her husband just built their dream house in the Pacific Northwest. I mean it. They really, you've had quite a year. And I just wanted to acknowledge both Suzanne and you, and there's many others of you that have come too, but the furthest, you guys both came a long ways. And I just want to recognize, you as Pulpwood Queens who always showed up. And I'm very privileged and honored to have you in my book club. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, this is the biggie. We're getting ready to have Jeffrey Lawrence Matthews announce the 2023 Book of the Year.
All right. My favorite Amazon review of this book says that when I began at college at small Southern University in the 60s, I came face to face with what was then termed loftily Southern literature, and I was hooked. So I approached Red Clay Susie with anticipation. What did I find? A fresh voice, a distinct style, a labor of love, for surely this is a semi-autobiographical work. And just that, a labor of love. I trust Jeffrey Lofton will continue to write because Red Clay Susie has been much more than a promising first novel. So the book of the year is Jeffrey Dale Lofton, Red Clay Susie.
Congratulations, Jeffrey.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, and 1,000 thanks to you, Kathy, and to the entire Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys International Book Club. I was delighted when Red Clay Susie was selected as a book of the month for November, but to be named Book of the Year, well, and that is a distinction that takes me from delight to elation. It is such an honor to be so recognized, especially as a debut novelist and unknown, navigating the world of literary agents and manuscripts and rewrite deadlines and social media imperatives and book tour dates and literary festival panels. But it means so much more because part of the proceeds from the sale of Red Clay Susie go to support the Trevor Project and the Born This Way Foundation to help at-risk youth. And the paperback is slated for publication in March 5th. And so just what a way to start the new year. My author site for book clubs, my author site at jeffreydlofton.com has an updated book club kit with lots of fun things to do, yummy recipes inspired by the book, and just so much more to ensure that book club reading Red Clay Susie have an evening of great fun at their disposal. But really, I made so many friends this time last year in Amelia Island. Those bonds have strengthened over the last year. That is what I treasure the most, being part of a community of writers and people who love the written word. It means the world to me. And again, 1,000 thanks.
Would you tell quickly the story of the audiobook? I love that story. How the narrator.
Well, I love audiobooks. I've listened to audiobooks for so many years because I just don't have time to sit down all the time, to read as much as I want to. And because I have trouble with my eyes. And so there is one narrator in particular, his name is Pete Cross. And I have listened to so many books he narrated. And it was there was a clause in my contract with the publisher that I had some voice in the narrator they would select to voice the audiobook version. And I said, oh, I wish it could be Pete Cross. It would be a dream come true. And I never imagined it would be possible, but the audition reels came via email, and I opened the email, and one of the files had Pete Cross written on it. And I almost fell on the floor. I couldn't believe it. The other narrators were wonderful, but I knew in my heart that no one could ever do a better job than Pete Cross. And I've gotten a chance to actually meet and talk with him now a few times, and he's just the loveliest person. And I couldn't be happier. It was one of those wonderful gifts from out of the blue, I'm so grateful for that and so many other things. Really, the relationships. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. And I want you to know that you're really good company. I mean, books of the year have been Deborah Rodriguez, Jamie Ford. We've had some amazing authors through the years, and even the bonus book club selections, Lisa Wingate. I mean, even Jeanette Walls won bonus books. So everybody on this list, I want you to know that you're a winner because you got selected, okay? And the fact that your peers voted on you, the authors and book club readers from my book club reading nation voted for you. And it's really clear really quickly who's going to win, because people always go to the ones that are really involved. You know, they always vote for the ones that show up at the meetings, who are, you know, interacting with them on the blogs. So if you, for all of you 2024 authors that are out there today, of which I'm going to be announcing now, you will be voted on next year. And, you know, it's just like when you run for any, the people that are the most visible and who participate the most, people want to know that they know that you are invested in our book club. So I know the Pulpwood Queens are not going to be continuing after this year, but I will be telling you in the end what I'm going to be doing. Now, next up is our Doug Marlette Award, and I'm going to explain what that is. Doug Marlette was one of my best friends. He was a Pulitzer Prize winning political cartoonist. He was doing a sabbatical in Tulsa with the University of Oklahoma teaching. And he went back to North Carolina to address his and do the eulogy for his father's funeral. On the way back home to Tulsa, he stopped because a high school group was putting on his musical that he wrote called Kudzu. And the theater director picked him up. And as they were driving to the town where he was going to be seeing this musical, they hydroplaned and wrecked and hit a tree. And Doug was ejected and instantly killed. And he was much younger than me now. And I was totally devastated by the loss. He was Pat Conroy's very best friend. And so I reached out to the family when I got my wits together, and I said, I don't want people to forget him or forget his books. And his books were The Bridge and Magic Time. And if you get a chance to read them, you should check out his nephew is now a political cartoonist who goes by is a Marlette too, but that's who Doug Marlette is. So I'm giving out an award every year since his death for the Doug Marlette Award to a person who has spent a lifetime promoting literacy. And Jeffrey Lawrence Matthews is going to tell you who received the first award, because again, we had a tie.
Well, I think this is a pretty good hint. It's Adriana Trigiani, who gave us such a wonderful presentation yesterday. She was awesome last year. And what I was trying to figure out, Kathy, is how does she give a presentation sitting down and not standing up on the stage and running around and on all the stuff she does when she's on stage? But she did a great job yesterday, and she deserves the award.
She does. And she also is related to Marilyn Simon Rothstein because she likes to sit down too, as we heard in her speech. But I'll tell you, Adriana is, she has done everything in the industry. She's a television writer. She's a film writer. She's done films. She's done Big Stone Gap. She's got a lot of things on her agenda, including her new podcast, Adriana Inc. She has been a mentor to me. In fact, I'm going to be talking to her this next couple of weeks, and she's going to have me on her podcast to talk about my new launch. And I cannot tell you, every time I've called her, she's there for me, just like Marilyn is, just like all of you are, really. You're all here for me today, and I take note of every kindness that happens. I never forget. So congratulations to Adriana Trigiani, and may she reign for 100 years like Tamara Bolton's dad. So, but we have another winner, and I want to mention this man because he was instrumental in a lot of people's lives. And I'm going to show you a photo. Our other winner of the, let me go to speaker view. Gosh, I don't know how to get here. Well, I can't show it. I'm sorry, you can't see it. This is Mahay Radeskul. I always called him Michael. This is my literary agent's husband, Marley Rusoff. Marley Rusoff was instrumental in getting my book published because she took me to New York I met Michael for the first time, and he told me of that season's books. My book was his absolute favorite one. And I'm telling you, Marley represents international authors, very literary. And I adored him. He also helped start the Pat Conroy Not-for-Profit Literary Center. He worked for Pat Conroy as his web person and helped handle a lot of his business. He helped do all the fundraising for starting the Pat Conroy Literary Center. Marley Rusoff and Jonathan Hote are both recipients of the Doug Marlette Award. And now we can add Michael to the list. All of these people that have received awards today need to send me their address, because they're going to be given something very special from me. That is award representing in token. It's not anything that's, priceless, but a token of the expression of my undying love for you. So for all of the award winners, please send me your addresses. And if you can, send me if you've got a good picture of what you're wearing today and holding your book, I'd love that too. Now, next up on the list is, if I can find it, I keep shuffling these papers and I've lost it again, my 2024 book club selections. They were right here. I'll find them.
Kathy, I was going to that James, he was one of the list with his book. Or Portland has been completely shut down by the snow.
Is that why he's not here?
So he tried to get on Friday night and he tried to get on Saturday morning, and they are slammed. So I just got a note.
I'm so sorry. That's James Conroy Martin, who comes to so many of our meetings as Janet Oakley. I mean, there's a lot of you guys that come, and I appreciate it. And I am so thrilled that all of you show up for the party, because I don't know if it looks simple. It's not. I know it's the funnest thing I do. It's something I look forward to all year long, but it's time for something different. I knew that COVID was going to change everything, and it did. The book club members started drifting away, and I don't really see or hear from very many of them. A few handful of them reach out to me, but there were, I think, about 40 book club members signed up to come here today, and only a handful of them were here. And it could be because of the weather. I don't know. But I do know that it's time to put my focus back on what I started the book club for, to help promote authors, books, literacy, and reading. I am putting up my tiara for now. I run under the Beauty in the Book umbrella. It could come back later. I don't know. We'll see if the times change. But my focus now is completely on all of you that are here today. And I'm going to be running the Kathy L. Murphy new entity that I call Big Book Love. Okay. I'm going to be talking to Adriana Trigiani about this, but my whole purpose is going to be now is focusing on helping you get your books in front of readers, not just the Pulpwood Queens, which a lot of people only listen if they're a member. This is going to be an international push to get your books out there in a bigger way. So I hope you're thrilled. I hope you'll stay with me. Your memberships are good throughout the year. We're going to cancel them at the end of the year, and we'll start in with a new program and regime in 2025. But today, I'd like to end with the stars of the show, our authors. And I'm going to read off all the authors that are our 2024. And because you did not get a chance to talk about your book, make it quick, because we got to get through a lot of authors and not everybody's here, but be brief. Don't go on for 5-10 minutes. Okay. But I do want to recognize all of you. And I'm going to begin with our January book club selections. Our lead book is Abbott Collar's Where You End. You heard from her this weekend. Is Abbott here today? If she's not, we will continue on. Our international book of the year is 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty is from India. He was a monk, and he left monkhood to start this amazing bridge to the world on the power of how to find it, keep it, and let it go. The 8 Rules of Love. If you don't read this book, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Jay Shetty, I reached out to him and told him I wanted him to come, and I got his publicist, and she said, you know, Kathy, James Jay Shetty charges 6 figures for speaking engagements.
Oh.
I said, oh my. Well, do you think there's any way that possibly he could send us some signed book plates? And she said, let me see what I can do. And she called me back with his first book, which Think Like a Monk. And she said, how many people are coming to your girlfriend weekend? And I said, I've got 300. And she goes, 300 copies are being mailed to your house as we speak. And they sent me 300 copies. And then when 8 Rules of Love came out, they sent me more copies. And every time I ran into a Pulpwood Queen or was sending out a package, I would send a copy of the book. They didn't send as many, but he didn't have to do that. And it's a wonderful book, and it's all about how we need to focus on love, and I think it's important. The next book is the magic. It's in your language here, so The Magic of Longevity. Correct, Antonita? Are you here?
Yes. Okay.
It's in.
Here's my book.
There it is in English. The Magic of Longevity. Thank you.
Yes, it's in English. It just came out. It just got published. So, anyways, I want to say hi to all the new friends, and just express how excited I am to be here today with all of you. My new book. Many thanks to you, Kathy, for the beautiful cover, which has excited readers across the globe. And has
There it is.
provided a lot of happiness of people just looking at the cover and then reading the book. So I just want to thank you for this artistic creation for the book. Now, just briefly, Magic for Longevity takes you on a journey for a long life of health, good looks, and happiness. So I'll just mention very briefly what the book is about. What you will learn in the book is how good habits are essential for your health, and how good habits encompass not only physical, mind and mental exercises, but also creating an environment of positive thinking and surrounding yourself with people like you all guys, and music and art that contribute to your well-being. I also would like to add that in addition to that, you need to consider nutrition. Nutrition is very helpful because it creates energy so you can accomplish all of your goals that you set for you to accomplish. And also the book shows how travel is a major component of succeeding in life and being successful, because it integrates everything that you need to have, physical, mental, mind, your emotional stability is really invigorated by travel. And in conclusion, I would like to say that no matter how old or what the circumstances are, never stop reading, learning, developing yourself. And I'm trying to be brief, so I'll just mention that the book is, it just got published, so it's available at Duran's Publishing Bookstore, and anybody who is interested could order the book from there.
Very good. Thank you.
One more thing before I forget, I'd like to say that I did check some celebrities of their activities and just compare to what I'm describing in the book, which I use. And Linda Carter, Jennifer Aniston, Jessica Parker, they seem to have similar outlook on life and similar way of the way they engage their activities during the day and the goals that they have in general. So I have to say that the book expresses the life of celebrities and of successful people. It's a roadmap that people need to really consider when they would like to be healthy and good looking and being in good spirits for the rest of their life.
And that's all good things to know. Thank you. Now we're going to go on to the bonus book club selections. Betty Lee Crosby's Beyond Betrayal. Oh my goodness. Hotel Cuba. And I'm telling you, some of these books that my web person printed out, the titles are so tall, it's hard to read the names. Aaron Hamburger wrote Hotel Cuba. It's a novel. And Boo Walker, The Stars Don't Lie. So these are our February book club selections. It's all up on the website. You can copy and print them out. Next up is February. Our book of the month is Alice Hoffman's The Invisible Hour. Kathy Ramsperger was talking about what an amazing book that is. Our international book is Farewell to the Little Coffee Shop of Kabul by Deborah Rodriguez. Amazing story. Our bonus book selections are Beth Duke, It All Comes Back to You, Leopard Lady by Valerie Neiman, and Fair Hope Anthology. Very good. Again, up on the website. Our March book club selections are Joy Jordan Lake's Under a Gilded Moon, a novel. Kathryn Casey's Angel Falls, a novel. Got to read it. And then Janice Atkins here, she's got 3 books. And I picked all of them because you've got to read this trilogy, Behind the Lens, Double Exposure, The Rule of Thirds. And you're here, aren't you, Janine? Aren't you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about this for everybody.
Annie Hawkins Green is a kick-ass, according to Patricia Sands, photojournalist who, despite her PTSD, goes to cover stories in Afghanistan. In the first book, she teaches a photography workshop at the School for Girls run by her best friend and college roommate, Daria. In the second book, Double Exposure, her teenage daughter has an incredible fundraiser, raises a ton of money to help rebuild the Wad Cole School for Girls. And in the third book, we fast forward 6 years to The Rule of Thirds, which is also the final book in the series. And Annie returns to Afghanistan for the last time to cover the story of the Taliban's march across Afghanistan and takeover of Kabul. And while she's there, she helps a number of female journalists and activists escape the country.
This is the first time I've ever picked 3 books by an author, so you can see how important they are. You're the first, but it's important. The books that I pick enlighten, educate, and change lives. That's what I look for. Passion projects, and this is your passion, and I look forward to what you're going to do next. But I'm going to get with all of you about when we're going to meet and talk about all this. So thank you.
Kathy, thank you so much for picking the entire series.
Well, they're that good. I break all the rules when it comes to the books I pick. I don't do it like anybody else. All right. For our May book of the month, Killers of the Flower Moon, set in Oklahoma. If you haven't read the book, you've got to read it and go see the movie. It's amazing. The first Indigenous woman to win the Golden Globe, the star of this film, one of the stars, along with Leonardo DiCaprio. Amazing story and history that has been overlooked, and it's time it came to light. You've got to read it. Our international book is Emmeline by Pamela Binnings Ewing. And of course, she apologized for not being here. Unfortunately, she has pancreatitis. So good Lord. I mean, I'm just thrilled that she's on our list. Next up is Chino and the Dance of the Butterfly. And I know Dana's here. Dana, would you like to say a few words about your book?
Sure. This is the book cover. I'm just thrilled to be here and to meet everyone. And so thank you so much, Kathy. This is amazing. It's such a great community. The book is a memoir. It's published by University of New Mexico Press. And it really is the story that unfolds about the impact of how I grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico as a fourth generation Korean American who's gay within an arts community there, and how it just unfolded throughout my lifetime as I became a dancer and a choreographer, which led me to become the Smithsonian's first ever choreographer in residence, and also representative, a cultural ambassador for the US State Department. So there's some adventure travel in there. And also how I founded Washington, D.C.'s main contemporary dance company a little over 30 years ago. So there's something for everyone in there. If you like the performing arts, if you're interested in Southwest history, Asian American history, or LGBTQ plus issues, then I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you.
It's fantastic. Every one of these books are just, it just makes my heart sing. Thank you, Dana. And our Timber Guy of the Year. Yeah, so we're really excited for you. Our bonus books are Lunch Ladies Bought My Prom Dress. Oh my gosh, Heather Ream.
Hello again. And
Hello.
I am going to keep this quick because not only did I give a more detailed presentation last night, but also I am not making that Jay Shetty money yet where I can just command a room for however many minutes here. I know everybody is, doesn't want to hear all that. So I'll just keep it quick. And again, Lunch Ladies Buy My Prom Dress. It's my memoir. It's a scrappy survivor's tale about growing up poor in the 80s and 90s in Knoxville, Tennessee. And so if that sounds like something that you can relate to, I hope you'll check it out. And so, Kathy, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much. This is such an amazing opportunity. It's been amazing to meet and connect with everyone else here. So thank you for being so generous and kind with your time. And I'll just leave it with this. My motto is, even our toughest trials can yield beautiful outcomes. And I know that a lot of people have had similar situations and similar upbringings where they've had to take a lump of clay or whatever and carve something beautiful out of it, or take a lump of coal and find the diamond in it. So I just want to let you know you're not alone. So thank you for your time, and love and lunch, ladies, to every single one of you. And I'll see you around.
Thank you. Our other bonus pick of the month was a novel, Stone Arabia by Dana Spiotta. You guys, I know that a lot of times you think, oh, I don't need to read all the books. You're doing yourself a great disservice. These stories are absolutely amazing. And I pride myself on finding stories by first-time, first-book authors, and also by books that got overlooked. And of course, we've got a lot that are famous too, but we're excited about that. For our June picks, Jeanette Wall's Hang the Moon. Jeanette's been here many times. We picked the Glass Castle, the Half Grove Horses. She's won our Book of the Year and Bonus Book of the Year awards. We'll get Jeanette back. And then our international pick is Always Orchid by Carol Vandehende. Carol.
Thank you so much. This is such an honor. And before I talk about the book, I just have huge thanks for multiple people on this call, because I reached out to Pulpwood Queens to help blurb this book. Jeffrey Dale Lofton, Kathy Ramsperger, Robert Gwaltney, who's not here, and Janae, who just won awards for 3 of her books, all blurbed this book, and I thank you so much. So Always Orchid shows how life can change in an instant. You will meet successful entrepreneur Phoenix Walker, who saves a man's life who's about to jump onto the train tracks, but he ends up on the tracks himself. And what is really compelling about this story is when I sat down to write it, a character showed up on the page. The gentleman whose life he saved told me that he needed to tell his story too. And so you will meet homeless gentleman Roy, whose life is saved, but he needs to find his path to redemption, which creates another powerful story arc. And I'm just really proud to share as well that Always Orchid ended up in Woman's World as one of the
Yay!
best books, right next to Jesmyn Ward's book. It's just, yeah, a dream come true. So thank you for the recognition, Kathy, for the entire trilogy. Really love it. In fact, of the 40 awards that the trilogy has won, only one of them has been put on the cover of my books. Goodbye Orchid has the Pulpwood on it,
Oh,
as well. The Always Orchid audiobook also has the Pulpwood Queen emblem on it. It's the only one of 40 awards that is on the cover.
oh my gosh. Well, that means the world to me. So we'll have another stamp. Don't worry. It'll be spectacular. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great. I'm so excited for you. And we have 2 bonus books for this month of June. We have Kim Boykin, who's a Pulpwood Queen favorite. I Should Have Said Something. And Howdy Hollywood from Peggy Lauren Lowe. I guess, am I pronouncing your name right, Peggy?
I always say it's like higher and lower, but I'm the lower.
Okay, lower. So there's something really special you're going to do. Let's talk about your book first.
All right, my book, this is my memoir. I was a little girl, I'm a little girl from Texas that always wanted to go to Hollywood. In my home growing up, my mother worshiped Hollywood, and Oscar night was like a religious holiday in our house.
Me too. It was at my house too.
So I had that dream, and I became a singer along the way, you know, kind of the regular route where you sing in high school and you sing in college and you start getting opportunities. But I had that passion for it, and nothing could stop me. And then I also kind of have an I Love Lucy kind of thing where I'm enamored by movie stars. And so I started collecting lots of funny stories along the way in my career where I met movie stars and got myself in some fun trouble. And that's where a lot of my stories come from. But I also wanted to talk about being what it is truly like to be a working singer for 50 years, because I'm still doing it. I had gigs this week. And luckily for me, when I go out and promote my book, I have a song show that goes with it. So that's been very beneficial to me. And I still have many shows coming up about my book this year. So that's been fun. And then there's a little bit of a love story in here because along the way, I met my husband, who is a wonderful pianist, musician. I call us the original La La Land couple. We're just like that because we met on a jazz gig in LA and fell in love following our pursuing our careers. And now I say that we are still the La La Land couple because we are in La La Land because we can't find the remote or our cell phone or our keys. So we still have that title. Yes. So I want to thank you, Kathy, so much. I've heard about Pulpwood Queens for years because my friend Bobby was involved, but I wasn't an author yet. So when I became an author this year, this is my first book, Bobby, the first thing Bobby said is, you have got to join Pulpwood and you've got to meet Kathy. And I am so thrilled that I did. I thank you so much for picking my book, and for also this weekend has been so valuable for me. I've learned so much and had so much fun, and it's just the beginning. Thank you all so much for everything this weekend. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. So are you going to do something special for us?
I am. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
All right. So let's see here. So I'll put my Hollywood glasses on. No, I can't see with those. So we'll try to do it without. Here's my little track. I think all of us have something in common in that we had a dream and we pursued it. And that's why we're all together today. So here's a beautiful song from the Disney world that I'll sing for you called When You Wish Upon a Star. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a boat out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. And thank Bobby Cornblit for bringing you into my view.
I will.
I will be
Thank you,
sending her a
Kathy.
personal thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here's those books. This is all of our books for that month. There you go. I love it. You can go to the website to get your list. Now we're on to the July books of the month. The lead book is The Kudzu Queen by Mimi Herman. The international read is The Paper Daughters of Chinatown by Heather M. Moore, and also by Ellison Hong Merrill. I love her. The bonus books are The Idiot by Ali Boatman, and my dearest author friend Christopher Cook, The Salvage Yard's Collected Stories. Here they are for July. Next up is the August books of the month, and Barbara Davis will be The Echo of Old Books, a novel. Barbara? Yay!
Thank you, thank you. I am so very honored to be chosen from among all the many wonderful books that I know come your way. The Echo of Old Books, I don't know if I wouldn't necessarily say it's life-changing, so I don't know that it actually earns its way in that way. It is a novel about a woman named, what is her name? I'm sorry, I'm 2 weeks from deadline, so my brain is sort of mush. Ashlyn Greer is her name. She owns a rare bookstore, and she has a very rare gift. She can feel, by touching a book, she can feel the emotions that were sort of rubbed off on the book from its previous owner. And she comes across 2 books in her, hunting books for the shop at 2 different times. These books are hand-bound, beautiful books, and they're obviously very old, but there's no name on, there's no author name, there's no copyright date, there's no publisher. So these books seem to have just popped up out of nowhere. And she's trying to figure out who wrote them and is this a true story, because she's getting some very strong anger and brokenheartedness from these books, and she feels like they're too similar to not be real with these emotions. So she kind of sets off on this literary sleuth to find out who these 2 are that have written these books, because it turns out to be 2 different people, a man and a woman, from the 1940s on the verge of World War II, who had a love affair, and it went tragically awry. And they're in these 2 books, they seem to be talking to each other, and they're arguing about whose fault it was, who betrayed whom. And she wants to get to the bottom of this story. So she sets off on this literary tangent to find out who these 2 are. And she meets some interesting people, and she learns some interesting things along the way. So there's a little bit of There's a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of magic, there's a little bit of mystery. So it's got a little bit of something for everyone. Basically it's 3 books in one. So, it's like buy one, get 2 free.
That's
And then
cool.
the last thing that I want to say is that it has been an honor, as I am sure everyone will agree, to be part of this amazing club. And to be here for the finale, but to also be here for the launch of the next chapter for you. So I am so, so excited about Big Book Love, and I am so here for you, and I so want to be a big part of that.
Well,
So,
you will be, girl. Thank you.
thank you, and
so
thanks to
much.
everybody else. It's just a great community.
It is, and let's keep it that way. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. You're a sweetheart. Our international book club pick for August is The Perfumist of Paris, Al Kajashi. And I've read all 3 of her books. The Henna Artist, just everything about her is everything I love. She goes from India, now she is generational, now she's going to Paris. And there's even a perfume that goes along with this book, which reminds me, our author, Vince Spinato, who's our beauty expert chemist, developed the Judy fragrance for the Judy Garland family to honor her 100th birthday, is now being brought in for Lucille Ball to create a fragrance. So I love perfume, you guys. I love perfume. So I just had to share that book. Our bonus books are The Book of Everlasting Things. And this is a international author, which is, it's a hard word to pronounce, Anshal Mahara, about the Carlton sisters. Oh gosh, you've got to read this book. It's by Diane Greenwood. The next one is The Beautiful One Has Come by Suzanne Kamata. Suzanne, do you want to say anything about this book?
Sure. So thank you again for choosing this. This is my first short story collection. It's a collection about expatriates in Cuba, Egypt, Australia, Japan, and France. So there's a bit of armchair travel involved, and so it's a collection of short stories, mostly about expatriates and travelers.
I love the cover, and it's one I'm going to carry in my purse because I can pull it out at any time I'm waiting for something and get a great short story. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The last book is a book called Upper Bohemia by Hayden Herrera. She's an art critic. She wrote a fantastic book on Frida Kahlo. And of course, I'm an art history major. So if you've got art, anything to do with the arts, I'm going to love your book. So here's all those reads for the month of August. And then we're going into fall. September books for is Daniel Wallace is my lead author. Daniel wrote one of the best books and films, was made into film, that I can't even tell you how much I love Big Fish. Wonderful movie, wonderful book. But his new book is called This Isn't Going to End Well, The True Story of a Man I Thought I Knew. I love him, and it's our lead pick. And our international book of the month is a tome. It's over 600 pages, but it's one of the best books I've read in my life. I'm going to tell you, The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese. He wrote Cutting for Stone. Oh my gosh, I could not put this book down. I will reread it before it comes time. You've got to check it out. And then we heard from William Bernhardt, who wrote The Florentine Poet. I love this book. It's a beautiful book. It came slipcased, and I know you're going to love it. There is another book to be revealed, and I'm trying to think what that book was. Oh, it's a Majestic Leo Marvel. I don't have the book yet, by Robert R.J. Lee, who was here this weekend, and I don't have the cover yet. And
I got it, Kathy.
Oh, I need that book. I want to read it so bad. So
I'll get it to you soon. We'll have you a copy soon.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been picking Robert's books for years. He's a former Timber Guy of the Year. And he taught me and my daughters how to ballroom dance with Dancing at the Piggly Wiggly. I love him. The last book is Marta Molnar's The Secret Life of Sunflowers, and you've got to read this book if you love the arts. So here is my September reads fantastic list. On to October. We're almost done, y'all. The Caretaker by Ron Rash. He is a poet turned author. He teaches at Appalachian Studies. He wrote Serena, which was made into a film with Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. He was voted the best read aloud author anybody's ever heard by my book club, and I adore him. The international book is Kathryn Casey's Angel Falls, and I don't think I saw Kathryn back today, but oh my gosh, Set in Venezuela, you got to read it. My bonus book club selections are Mr. Texas by Lawrence Wright. This is quite a book, and it's one everybody needs to read. Nobody Needs to Know by Pigeon Pagonis. This is a story, I've never heard anything like this before, and if you want to understand gender, you need to read this book. We're in this world where everything's fluid. You need to know what happens when people are born a certain way and doctors try to change those people. Pigeon Pagonis is very active speaker about this. It's a memoir. It's a very powerful read. You've got to read it. And The Literary Undoing of Victoria Swan by Virginia Pye, historical. And The Lost Daughters of Ukraine, Torn Apart by War, Will They Ever Be Reunited? I've been following everything that's been happening in Ukraine and Israel and Palestine. I'm telling you, we need to know our world's history. And the best way to begin is by reading books. Books. And that's our October book club selections. Next is our November picks. Oh my gosh. I picked James McBride, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. Incredible read. Book of the month, The Daughters of Madurai, a novel by Rajashri Barayar. I love books that build bridges around the world, and this is a book that it empowers women. You need to read it. Loot, a novel by Tanya James. The cover sold me with the tiger, and I could not believe how great a read it was. The Bristling Coal by Janet Oakley. And Janet, you love to talk. Keep it short.
I'm going to keep it short.
I want you to just tell briefly about your book.
Okay, number one, I'm so thrilled. You never know when you write something if it's going to get picked up. So essentially, real quick, it's an historical thriller set in Norway, 1942. A young Norwegian agent has been sent to just figure out what's going on with the Germans. They're expanding the U-boat, but he also wants to figure out what's this Bristling code. And following him and hunting him is this Gestapo agent who has his own secret. And helping him is a teacher of the deaf. And there's a lot of things going on in 42. They're going to start going after all the Jews in Norway. The teachers go on strike. There's all these things that he's fallen into. He's got his duty, and it's essentially what it is. And it is available in ebook and paperback, and it's also in audiobook. I'm thrilled to have Chris Humphreys read it again.
That's awesome, you guys.
And so I'm really thrilled, and thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I mean, I'm so glad I came down 3 times to come to Pulpwood Queens, because it's so hard to explain to people, what the heck is this? And that year in 2017 was when, it was just after Pat Conroy passed away. Jamie Ford was still, the head there, and all these book clubs coming dressed to the nines. I had to pack easy. It was fun.
Thank you.
But God bless you.
Thank you for your love and support. You're just amazing. And onward to our 2 other bonus books, The Language of Birds by Anita Barrows, and Tom Lake, a novel by Ann Patchett, which I know she's gotten a lot of notoriety, but it's such a great book. I had to add it to the list. Don't want to miss that read. Where did the December go? It's in the pile. Oh no, December. Where are you? It must have fell off the back cover. Okay, it's not in the pile. December read. Well, you guys, it's not here. I don't know where it went. Is anybody on the December read pick that's here? If you're not, then go to the website and they're all listed. I'm going to have to end there because it's not in this. It must have fell down somewhere, but we haven't. Huh?
Kathy, I'm in the December book.
Oh my gosh, you're our book of the month. Yeah. Okay. Tell everybody quickly about your book.
Quickly. Let me just tell you, the book is called Who Loves You Best. It is a lot of fun. I had a blast writing it. I sat in my office and laughed. Took us off. That's, and I won't transcribe what that means. But I just want to say, I love the name Big Book Love. I think it's going to be such an incredible success. And you being Kathy L. Murphy again, I think it's a brilliant choice. And I look forward to helping you any way I can.
I know it. I know it. And she sent me the beautiful roses. I love them. Thank you so much. There's more books on that list. We'll just have to share. I'll do it. But I shared them on Friday night. I read them all, but somewhere the page fell off the back and don't have them all memorized. But thank you for your wonderful presentation. And before we go, I have one last thing to show you because I ran over with Marilyn because I was telling stories and laughing like I always do when I talk to her. I was going to change clothes. I had bought an Oscar gown to go with the boots that Carol Vandehende gave me. I got to show you because you got to see this. Okay. Never one to do something, I'm maybe a Kansas girl, but I love drama. So I have a completely sequin gown that I was going to wear. It was all in these iridescent sequins with this beautiful scarf from India. And I've got to show you the boots that sit on my mantle year round that match it perfectly, that are all Swarovski, signed on the bottom by Carol. And she gave me her boots after Girlfriend Weekend. And what's the odds? I got 2 sets of Girlfriend Weekend boots. So, of course I have to continue now with helping authors and promoting authors. And so Big Book Love is coming. I'm going to be contacting all the authors to talk about how we're going to feature you throughout the year, because I've got to work up the schedule. I have to the end of the month, and in February we'll start doing all that. But we won't be meeting every week. We are not going to be a book club per se. We're going to be appealing to readers around the world. When I put the label of Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys on it, even though we have thousands of members, it limits. A lot of people don't want to come if they feel like it's just the Pulpwood Queens. So we're going to open it up to the world. And I wish I could find my Desi Kindle, because I have all these Barbies from all these countries. And my favorite Barbie, though, of all time is Tippi Hedren in The Birds, that has the peck marks and the birds in the box. It's a collector's item. I will never part with it. But the Tiara winner is winning this Kathy L. Murphy Barbie that I put together, this outfit, and some more things. So this will be coming in the mail to you, autographed by me, with my book and with some other things. So thank you for dressing up. Thank you for bringing your Barbie cheer to us. Thank you to everybody who dressed up. If you came Friday night, Karen Abbott Kohler shared a photo of herself. Send me all the photos and I'll be posting them all this next week. And all the winners, please send me your address, send me a photo of you in your costume with your Barbies, and I'll be posting them. These crazy photos end up going around the world. So I personally put this Barbie outfit together because I used to have pink hair. I change my hair all the time. So it was lovely to meet you, Peggy, and all the newbies.
Kathy, thank
See,
you.
all my big supporters are here. And Madville, keep those books coming to me. I'm always looking, and I'm so glad we have RJ's book that's under your tutelage. And just thank you to all the winners, all the authors, and, you know, can you help me out and get more people to go to my Pulpwood Queen channel? I'm going to change the name of it to the Kathy L. Murphy Big Book Love channel. So, but that won't happen for a while because I'm going to run this year as the Pulpwood Queen, then retiring the Tiara. So I'll be making a bigger announcement. You'll have to go on with me and Adriana on her Adriana Inc. podcast to watch, but she tapes everything. So if you can't miss it, you'll be able to see it because she posts the recordings.
When is it?
She said in the next couple of weeks.
So you'll let us know.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, if I get on her show, I'm going to let the world know. But I let the world know about your books too. So all aboard. We're going to be reading forever. As long as I walk this planet, I'm going to be promoting authors' books. So my last remark to all of you is that the support of everybody that showed up for this party is appreciated, but I also pay attention who wasn't here. And I know a lot of it's weather, inclement weather. I know what James got. I know, but it's time for me to focus on the people who really support me. And that's all of you. And that's what I'm going to do the rest of my days. So if you know others like you who want to join our movement, our community, bring them on board. And then as soon as I get through graduate school, I'll be back on the road with a new book myself. So I hope to come visit all of you. Thank you for a wonderful 24 years. And for all of you that I've known even before that, big book love. So again, it's all about the story. I want us to virtually hold hands because I said years ago that if people, no matter where you're from, what religion, politic, place you are in the world, what culture, how you grew up, rich or poor, if we all join hands, there can be no fighting. My children, I used to sit on the couch when they fight and I make them hold hands. And at first, and within a very short period of time, they get the giggles. And nobody can really fight if you take their hands. So if somebody ever gives you grief, say, stop. Can I have your hand? And just hold it for a minute. And say, now, what do you want to say? It'll stop. I promise you. Holding hands changes the world. So hold each other's hands, lift each other up. If any of you need blurbs, you know, I'll be glad to do it, especially if you're my picks. So get those stickers on those books. Next year, I'll have a new one. So thank you so much. God bless you, and may he keep you. Let his light shine upon you. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
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 Have a great year, everybody.
We love you, Kathy.
Love you.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Happy Rising.
Happy New Year.